I think the hardest kind of heartbreak isn't the one where plates get thrown or doors get slammed. It's the quiet one. It's that moment when you look at someone you thought would be in your life forever and you realize we don't even speak the same emotional language anymore. I almost didn't record this today. I spent the whole day yesterday procrastinating and scrolling. I was honestly too scared to talk about this because admitting that you outgrown a friend makes you kind of feel like the bad guy. But if you're feeling lonely because your circle is getting smaller, we need to talk about the silent drift. We are taught that friendships end with a bang, a big moment, a betrayal, a fight. But in my experience, a lot of them ended in a whisper. I've been thinking about a lot of people who I lost just by growing up. From moving different schools, from moving grades, moving classes. And it wasn't that we hated each other now. It's the simple fact that we grow and we don't align anymore. We go through different paths and we meet different people. We grow emotionally in different paces. I remember being in middle school and the people around me I genuinely thought were going to be my lifelong friend. And I remember telling them like, yeah, like we're going to be friends. Like until high school when we're adults, like we're never ever going to stop being friends. Like you guys are my forever friends. But then one friend moves, classes change, and suddenly the texting stops. And the scariest part is that those moments kind of confront the ideas that you had about friendships and relationships with anyone that you had before. It's confusing, but it's peaceful. You realize you aren't waiting for their text anymore. The silence isn't awkward, it's final. Why does it hurt so much to let go of something when nothing bad happened? Like, you guys didn't have a disagreement, an argument, and there was nothing really there that you could say, like, was the reason you guys drifted and you guys fell apart and you guys aren't talking anymore. I think it's because we realized that those people are attached to a person of us that doesn't exist anymore. I was the kid who was so overly nice to people and the kid who always wanted connections and would pour like an unlimited amount of effort into people. But I realized recently that that kindness expires when you don't see a return. And it's not about effort, it's about values. I started to realize that I was outgrowing some of the habits that they were still stuck in. Like I could I could never genuinely right now sit at tables and the first conversation is talking bad about another person. And the chaotic energy, it just didn't align with me anymore. And it doesn't align to the person who I'm trying to become. And when you stop engaging in the gossip and shrinking yourself to make them feel more comfortable, you start to realize that the friendship has nowhere to go. And this is the part I genuinely struggled with yesterday, the guilt. Because I stayed in an expired friendship way longer than I should have. Because I was so terrified of being seen as like the fake friend. And I didn't want to be seen as the person who changed. Even though change is a great thing and it should be encouraged more than we talk about. I felt like I was leaving them behind, but then I realized I was feeling drained in every hangout and I felt like I had to shrink myself in order to make them comfortable, and it just didn't align with me anymore. I want to feel comfortable and I want to feel like I don't have to adjust myself for someone else. I was putting in effort to revive a connection that was already dead. And then I had to ask myself, am I holding on to this friendship because I love them? Or am I holding on to this friendship because I don't want to be seen as the bad guy or the villain? If there is a younger version of me watching this right now, or if you're going through this right now, I need to tell you something. Something that I wish I knew. People told me I was too much, and that made me feel like an emotional burden. So I used to shrink myself. But then I realized being too much just means that you care deeply, and it means that you have a gift of self-expression, that you could genuinely express yourself authentically. And not everybody has that gift, so don't lose that. And outgrowing people isn't a failure, because you're continuing to walk down your path, and you're continuing to become a better version of yourself. And some people sometimes choose to be stagnant. And it isn't a judgment on them, but it's permission for you to continue walking down your path of evolution. And I'm learning to honor the memories without reliving them. Like, I'm super grateful that that person was in my life at the given time. And I could be grateful of the laughs, of the moments, of the good times. But I'm also grateful for the peace I have now. Now that I let go, and now that I feel enough self-worth to put me first. If you are in this middle of the drift right now, I want to know, what is one thing that is making you afraid of losing them? Tell me in the comments. If you ever felt guilty for choosing your own growth over somebody else's comfort, just know that this mic is crying with you, and I'll see you guys next week.